Day two, vlogging my entrepreneurial journey. And I think I'm going to start calling it Can Joe Average Make $1 million? It was just the title of the first one, and it's true. Like, how many Joe averages can actually, sustain what we call a hustle, especially when you're as old as I am, right? And you've got family and kids and responsibilities and keeping up with your own health and wellness and a regular 9 to 5, and then trying to make that $1 million on the side. So I think today's conversation I really want to focus on is like, it's all good for, these tech startup dudes that are in their 20s that, they don't need a lot of money to survive. They run on the smell of an oily rag. They can work 60, 70, 100 hours a week on their self-proclaimed side hustle to make it big, to, I don't know, eventually blow the top off the market and sell it for millions and millions of dollars, or keep working on it and, go into that, serious business position where they, I don't know, create boards and have proper roles like CEO other than just a grinder. But at that age, when you're younger, it's super doable. And I think as we get older, we realize, shit, man, it really sucks. Well, I mean, I've got a great job, but, it sucks working away, making other people lots of money when I have all these amazing ideas. I have businesses in my head and I'm going to go out there and do it. And then you try and do it and you work out, holy shit, that saying there's not enough hours in the day is true. And it's only true because you've got all these other responsibilities in life, right? Like, some of the best times of my life was getting married, but then you're responsible to your partner, right? You have to keep up with all that sort of stuff. You've got to keep the passion alive. You've got to, help out in a family manner around the house. You have to live up to their expectations and your expectations and balance that the best that you can. And then, lo and behold, 9 months later, you got kids. So not only are you trying to work out and navigate what life looks like married, but you've got children, and then as they get older, it actually becomes more time consuming. Now, time consuming meaning it's amazing, right? Like, don't get me wrong, when I take my boy to play baseball or soccer or basketball, or he comes to CrossFit training, it is amazing. It's fabulous. But if you're trying to grind at a side hustle and you're trying to make $1 million, then how do you fit it all in? Right? For myself, I wake up pretty early almost every single day without an alarm clock. That can look somewhere between the range of 4:30 and 5. And that's my time in the morning, right? That's where I'm actually learning, especially at the moment, learning these new skills all about building a newsletter. Okay? So that takes time. Secondly, then you've got to work out how to do all that social media and all the things that are going to help you grow and get better and stronger within that business. And, there's a little bit of that happens in the morning. Throughout the day, I have my normal 9 to 5. I'm in sales management, right? Which is a lovely job. I like it. I really do. But is it where I ultimately want to be in life? And is that going to make me my $1 million? I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Unless I acquire the company, maybe. So lunchtime, as I'm eating, I'm working on the business. I am, yesterday, for example, I was setting up my referral system, meaning I was reaching out to people to get this referral system going. Obviously the day before I built it, but yesterday was reaching out to people in my network of like, hey man, how can we help each other? How can we give each other value to, grow together, grow each other's businesses at the same time? So, lunchtime becomes a working period. And then I finish off my afternoon with work. My boy gets home at about 3 o'clock. I'm not finishing work till 4. And then family life kicks in, right? It's either, hey, Dad, come and spend some time with me. Usually it's running around. My boy is so active. Soccer, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Baseball, Tuesday, Thursdays. And then that's a good couple of hours. So what can I do during that period? Well, obviously I'm not involved massively with the training, but I want to be there supporting. I want to be watching him. I want to be praising him. I want to be, seeing all those goals that he scores to be able to help him with his motivation and keep him striving to be better himself. But at the same time, I'm on my phone working away on, maybe further outreach in the network, constructing social media posts, whatever it is to drive that needle forward. So, one of the biggest things I've found is trying to schedule that day to the best of your ability. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I need to be better at it. I need to probably actually put it into a calendar so I stick to it, right? Block out those success blocks where I know what I'm going to do and I go out there and I execute it and I actually do what's planned, what I say I'm going to do. So after football, we come home, we eat, we cook. I have to cook. I don't have to. I choose to cook every single night because I eat a little bit differently than the rest of my family. I'm strict carnivore. And then I need some time with my boy, playing a video game, reading. We've been doing lots of Where's Wally at the moment, or Where's Waldo if you're in the Americas. And then, it's bedtime. Getting them ready for bed. I'm blessed my wife usually takes them to bed most of the time. And I stay down here and look after the dog, and then I get into it again, right? I go back to whatever that block is. If it's learning, if it's developing new parts or products. At the moment, I'm really trying to learn more on social media and be more effective in that area. And then I probably don't do that as much as I could, meaning, I could burn the candle at both ends, but I prefer mornings. My background when I was young was a competitive swimmer, so I was up at 4:30 in the morning going to training and then owning a CrossFit gym, being at the gym for the first class of the day, 5 o'clock. So I'm an early morning person, right? So that's when I really love to do majority of my work. Could I wake up earlier in the morning? I probably could, but I don't really want to be going to bed later at night time. And that's just me personally. But so the whole conversation here is it's easy to do when you're young, when you're fresh, when you're eager, when you've got no responsibilities and you can work like a slave and get there. Or as we see a lot of these guys that I find that are on YouTube at the moment, and once again, stand-up performers, the information that I get from people that have already made millions of dollars is amazing. But when you have more money, you can inject more money into areas that are going to help you grow, right? Like at the moment, I'm doing everything. As you grow a business and you make more money, then I think the key to success is delegation or hiring the right people, right? So if you have more money, is it easier? I think so. I haven't made a lot of money yet, so I'll be able to tell you in this journey. But, you see the likes of Gary Vaynerchuk. I think I read an article yesterday that he posts 64 times a day on different social media platforms. That's awesome. You ain't doing it, Gary. You ain't doing it. Come on, mate, be honest. You've got a bloody camera team following you around. They're the ones doing all the editing. They're the ones doing all the hard work. And they're the ones putting out the 64 social media posts a day. But you deserve it. You worked your ass off and you got to that place. So, Not bagging Gary Vaynerchuk at all. But that's where we're aspiring to be, isn't it, people? That's where we want to get to. So, 3 types of people. Startup grinders, I don't know, San Francisco tech junkies, so much time, no responsibilities. It's easier. People that have made millions of dollars already, they've got the money to invest. They can free up their time to do the things that they do really, really well. And then there's us, the majority, the general population, we would call it in the CrossFit world. And I think that that's why people, or so many people, give up on their dreams and their goals and their wants to be millionaires, right? Because it's hard. It's freaking hard. Life, responsibilities, growth is challenging. But that's the great thing, is that if you can be consistent and you can push through it and you can work your way to that position of making more money, then you can start freeing yourself up. Ultimately, maybe you can get rid of your 9 to 5. I wouldn't recommend getting rid of your family, your loved ones. I think that's super important to keep them on board. But it's only going to get easier. And the hard part is these beginning phases that I'm in right now, that you're in right now. So, for me to grow and develop this channel, what are you struggling with? What do you need help with? What can I do, or who can I connect with in maybe some sort of YouTube-y, podcasty type scenarios and learn from the best? Because the whole goal here is that what is the old saying? A high tide raises all boats, right? So the whole goal here is, yes, I'm documenting it, I'm staying accountable, I'm going to grow through this journey, but I want to raise the other boats around me. I want to be able to help you guys get to a place where you want to be and where you need to be in your world. And it's tough, but we can do it together. So on that note, I can't even remember, what was my finishing catchphrase? I don't know. Let's try it today. Go get it. Go get some.